Shalom. Let me say this off the rip. I am not anti-assembly. Say it again. I am not anti-assembly. So, just wanted to speak on something. Basically, it can be said that I was a part of an assembly and I got hurt. So, of course, likelihood somebody's going to use that as the premise to speak on what I'm finna say now. When I even started off to be in an assembly, I made it a point to say that I had left in Christianity being a part of a brand, basically an organization that had multiple other organizations named after it, and I really did not want to be a part of a brand. I want to acknowledge my awakening, but I did not want to be a part of a brand. It's hard to not make an emphasis of this. If you are a part of the remnant and you enter into the kingdom, you're not going in under your brand. Your brand is not even acknowledged in the text at all. The 12 gates are named after those of Israel. So you got to be Israelite, of course. So having membership to be in Israel is the most important thing, not membership to an assembly. A lot of people, they push Mashiach. Mashiach had his 12 that he focused on, and he dealt with others. But he focused on his 12, so he had a small group. It was not a large group that he had continually. Though he ministered to a large group here and there, his focus was on his 12. Then even when you seen his 12, they went from house to house. So you might as well say that was like from temple to temple. And then you would hear about the synagogue. So that was a major place or whatever. But if you go back to the Tanakh, you see that the priests were the ones over the temple. And we haven't acknowledged anybody as Levites or whatever. Nobody has, been able to prove their DNA as Levites. A lot of my function and how I go about it, I would see myself more as a Levitical person than Yahuda. Can't sing. So, my praise, I do have a praise in me, but can't sing. Have no rhythm to dance. But I'm always inspired with words. I have vision, insight as a watchman. I see myself more fitting the Levitical. But anyway, my home is the community, and I open my doors up to different people. Now, I do fellowship with different assemblies, but I am not a member of any assembly. They don't call my name on the roll, no. But I'm Israel. Now, sometimes, I've been called a nomad and stuff like that, and people have tried to point it out that, I have no loyalty to no set group, and I'm like, my loyalty is to Yah. My loyalty is to Israel. So that means I can hold accountable anybody. By just definition, I'm a Moray. I'm learning, though, from many different people at a time. I don't have a set Moray. At a time I did. But it was a person that was a peer. And I humbled myself underneath. And that did not work out to my favor. A lot of times when you humble yourself, it doesn't always lead to respectful relationship. Because now, even when it's your turn, most people don't look at the Paul or Shual and Barnabas situation. When it was time for Paul to elevate, there was a conflict. Peers sometimes change positions. The one who is leading sometimes has to be led. Some people can't take that. They can't deal with that. Sometimes they may have to just go their separate ways, but still do the ministry. That doesn't mean that they're opposition. Shual and Kepha were not opposition, though they disagreed at times. they had the same love for Yahusha and the ministry. This whole thing about having to be a part of assembly, though, you know, that this is something that's misguided, because a lot of times with that, people have been compromised in things that they know have been wrong, not speaking up. A lot of times leaders do a disservice to people, or people who stand in leadership, because they won't hold other leaders accountable. And the lay members or the people underneath them don't know what's going on. And then those that do hold people accountable, a lot of times ends up ostracized. Sometimes it's best to maintain your own house and be in order with Yah, and not worry about trying to maintain somebody else's house. Sometimes you have to do some things that not going to be comfortable. They can call me nomad. They can say that I'm a standalone person, but I still have love and fellowship with all of them, especially if they're welcoming to that. But I don't have to be a member anywhere. The membership is to my home. My responsibility is to Israel as a whole. I can go house to house. I can visit any assembly, and my loyalty to Yah has not changed. Some people want you to be loyal to them even when they're disloyal to the walk and to the righteousness of Yah. And that's just a problem. All right, I just wanted to, I guess, throw that out a little bit. You know, maybe somebody will hear this, and if those that don't like it, hopefully they don't get offended. A lot of folks, when they hear stuff that they don't like, they start severing relationships. And it should just, you know, to me, offense should be viewed as iron sharpening iron. Hard surface rubbing against hard surface, and now they rubbing together, and somebody should come out of this sharpened. We should be able to disagree and use the offense to grow. Just like when you cut off limbs on a tree, it's to the benefit of the growth. All right, shalom, Shankur Yah, One Vision Ministry.